Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be sharing this video with you because I was able to get my first Etsy sale in just 2 weeks of having my new shop. And I am really excited to share with you all the tea about how I was able to do that. So if that is of interest to you, then please keep watching. My name is Chelsea and I am a marketer by day. And I recently started my very own Etsy shop. And in just 2 weeks, I was able to get my first sale. So I watched a lot of YouTube videos in trying to get this first sale in my Etsy shop. And it's funny, I would watch the 30 days, like people would say how many sales they got in 30 days of being on Etsy. And I think every single one that I watched was like, I got 0 sales. I was like, okay, this isn't very promising, but I was able to get my first Etsy sale in just 2 weeks with no social media, 0 social media, 0 friends buying my stuff. Every single order was someone who found me on Etsy, and I was able to do that really quickly. So I want to show you exactly how to do that in this video. I'm going to give you the 4 ways that I think were most important in helping me to get my first sale on Etsy. So first, I want to say that my shop is a physical product shop, so I don't have any digital listings at this time. So these were all physical items, and they are lower priced items, so they're between my lowest item is like $3.50 and then my highest item is $50. Let's dig into this video. So the 4 things that were most helpful to me in getting my first sale is number 1 was branding. So a lot of people just kind of list items, or they'll list like 1 item, they'll list 2 items just randomly and wonder why they're not getting a sale. Well, from the get-go, I decided what my brand was. So I decided what the name of my shop was going to be, which I'm not going to share yet, but the name of my shop, I had the name of my shop, I had who my ideal client is, I had the community of people that I was going to serve with my products, and I was super clear on all of that and what my business was going to be on Etsy. So from the get-go, when it came to my logo, when it came to my banner, when it came to the products that I sold, when it comes to just how I present myself online, how I present my photos and all of that, that was extremely on brand. It wasn't random stuff. It's not like random stuff that I started listing online. No, all of it was extremely on brand. So that's my first tip, is that you really need to decide on what your brand's going to be, what your shop is, your shop story. Even if you haven't necessarily gotten to putting up your shop story on Etsy yet, still have in your mind like just the idea of what your shop story is. And also when you're creating your logo, when you're creating your banner, have all of this branding in mind so that everything is cohesive. And when someone comes to your shop, they're super excited because it's just looks really good and it looks really professional, and they're already from the get-go, they're already feeling like they can trust you. Because I know it's difficult when you have that 0 sales at the top of your shop. It's very difficult to get sales because people won't trust you. So the way that you can start to build that trust is by your branding. So keep that top of mind when you're creating your listings, when you're creating your photos, when you're creating your logo, when you're creating your banner, all of those things, make sure that they are on brand for you. Okay, number 2. Number 2 is working on my Etsy shop and listing every single day. Okay, well, I did not list every single day, but 5 out of 7 days, I was listing a brand new product. So make sure that you are working in your Etsy shop. First thing you should do when you start your Etsy shop, or if you've already started your Etsy shop, that's fine. The first thing, make sure you have the Etsy app. Okay, because you're gonna want to be working in your Etsy shop all the time. So I have the app on my phone. I have it right on the first slide of my wallpaper screen, and I'm constantly looking at it all throughout the day. I'm looking at it, I'm refreshing it, I'm changing tags in my listings, I'm switching out, taking a new photo and switching out for an old photo, I'm changing the description, a little something in the description, I'm changing the price. I am just always updating my Etsy shop on the app every single day, all throughout the day. So that's something that you want to be making sure that you're doing, because you want Etsy to know that you're constantly working in your shop. It's not that you just posted one thing and then just left your shop alone, because that doesn't make Etsy look good. They want to know that you are constantly working on your shop, constantly helping them to look good with your listings on their platform, and doing that every single day. So that is a super important. Okay, tip number 3 is photos. Okay, the photos are the most important part of your Etsy listing. It's the most important part of your shop. I mean, when someone comes to your shop, they're looking at the photos. So you don't want to have photos that are super dark. You don't want to have photos that are cluttered. Stuff is all cluttered around it in the background. You want to think about this branding, like I said, for number 1, but you want to constantly have consistency with your photos. You want them to all look similar, maybe the same background, or maybe the same prop, or something that makes it look consistent. And when people look at your photos, they're like, oh, I know that that's from that shop, because they all look very similar. They all look the same. So you want to be making sure that you are creating really awesome photos. You can use your iPhone, whatever phone you have. But make sure you also have light. So make sure that you are taking your photos like in front of a window. Make sure you have natural light. Don't take photos at night. Okay, do not take photos at night. Actually, the first listing that I created, I took the photo at night. It was a terrible photo, and then I updated it, like I said, because I'm updating my stuff all the time. But I updated it, so that was a bad idea. So don't do that. Make sure that you are taking your photos during the day, in a room that gets really good light, or even outside. Put like a white poster board on the ground, maybe a white poster board behind it, and take photos in really good light. That's super important to having a beautiful, bright photo. And tip number 4 is SEO, and that's search engine optimization. It's so funny. I want to laugh when I say that, because every single YouTube video I've watched, they're like, SEO, search engine optimization. I just think that's really funny. Anyway, and I just said it. SEO is very important if you want people to be able to find your listings on Etsy. So if you were, like me, and you had no social media, no friends, no grandma to come buy your stuff, then you need to be using Etsy's search engine to the best of your ability. And SEO is how you do that. The way that people typically use Etsy is they go to Etsy, they go to the top where it says the search bar, they put in the item, the name that they're looking for, and then all of the listings come up under it. So if you happen to do that, type in an item on Etsy and look at the listings, you'll see that you have a first page, and you'll see you probably have like a page 100, right? Well, people aren't going to go to they might go to page 2, but they're probably not going to go to page 15 and page 20 and page 40 to find a listing. They're going to want you to be on the first page. So the way that you do that is through SEO. And that is in putting in the right keywords into your title, into your description, into your tags of your listing. And when you use these keywords that people are actually searching for, then your item will come up in the listing when they search for it on Etsy. Now, the way that you are going to bump yourself up in the listings to be on that first page are a couple of things. Now, if you haven't had your first sale, then it's not going to be due to sales, because sales is like a main way that people get bumped up in the listings. But if you don't have any sales, that's not going to be the way that you're going to do it. So we're going to have to try a different way. So the way that you do that is by making sure that your keyword is super specific to what your ideal client is looking for, but also you want to make sure that it has a small amount of listings under that keyword. And the best way to do that is to use a software like Sales Samurai. That one's the one that I use, or I know a lot of people really like eRank as well. But these are the programs that are going to help you to see, when you put in a keyword, how many listings are under that keyword, how many people are searching for that keyword. And if you choose a keyword that has very few listings, let's say like less than 50, or if you can get it even less, like less than 30, you have a really good high possibility to be on the first page of the search, or to be really, or to even get that, top 5 spot on the listings, which is really going to help you, because when someone goes and searches for the item that you sell, you're gonna be right there, and then they're gonna most likely click on your item. If you have great branding and if you have great photos, then you will definitely probably get a click on your item. So that is how I used SEO to really help me get my first sale, because I was making sure that those keywords that had very few listings attached to them, I was using those keywords, and I was putting it in my title, putting it in within my description, and putting it in the tags of the listing. And that is how you use SEO to get onto a higher page on the listing, so that people can click you, and you can hopefully get that first. So I hope those 4 tips were really helpful for you in helping you to get your first sale on Etsy. And I hope you hit that subscribe button and like this video, because my next video, my next couple of videos, this will be a series. My next couple of videos will be how many sales I got in my first 30 days of being on Etsy. And also I will help you to use the software Sales Samurai to help you to find keywords with very low listings, and that can help you rank really high and get your first sale. So definitely subscribe so that you won't miss any of these update videos. I can't wait for you to get that first sale just like I did. It's the best feeling in the world, and I hope these series of videos will help you to do that. So I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait to see you in my next video.